Hello students, welcome to Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School. Students, as you know, in the previous class we have studied in detail about tally marks and pictograph, and we have solved many examples from exercise 9.1 and 9.2. In today's class we are going to see about bar graph, where the bar graphs are used, how to draw a bar graph and solve examples from exercise 9.3. So let us see bar graph. So it is also a representation of data. Everywhere we represent the data. So here in this bar graph we are going to represent by the graph paper. Let us see in detail. See here, representing data by pictograph is not only the time consuming but at times difficult too. Okay. See students, as we have seen about pictograph, it is very easy when the picture is given and we can answer by seeing the picture, right? But if the data is given and we need to draw the pictograph by using that data and then solve the answer, so it is time consuming. It means it takes a lot of time to do all these pictures, drawing of pictures and representing it in a tabular form. So it is time consuming. Let us see some other way of representing data visually. Bars of uniform width can be drawn horizontally or vertically with equal spacing between them, and the length of each bar represents the given number. So there is another way of representing data visually. It means how we were solving the questions by seeing the pictograph. In the same way, bar graph is the another method of representing data visually. Okay, these are nothing but bars which have the uniform width and can be drawn horizontally or vertically with equal spacing. The space between the bars should be equal and the length of each bar represents the given number. Such method of representing data is called as a bar diagram or a bar graph. Okay, so this method where we represent the data visually by using the bar diagram, it is called as bar diagram or bar graph. Interpretation of a bar graph. Let us look at the example of vehicular traffic at a busy road crossing in Delhi, which was studied by the traffic police on a particular day. The number of vehicles passing through the crossing every hour from 6 am to 12 noon is shown in the bar graph. 1 unit of length stands for 100 vehicles. Okay. So 1 unit of length, here we have to measure the scale. So 1 unit, as you know, as you have seen the bar graph, so in that we have square small boxes. So one scale is equal to 1 unit length is equal to 100 vehicles. One box is nothing but 100 vehicles. It means 1 unit length is equal to 100 vehicles. So we need to represent it by using the bar graph. See, you can see here 100, 200, 300, 400, these are the number of vehicles, and here we have time intervals between 6 to 7 time, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. In this way these are the time. We can see that maximum traffic is shown by the longest bar. By observing this bar graph visually, we can find that the longest bar has the maximum traffic. That is, how much traffic it has? 1200. It has 1200 between the timing 7 to 8 am. 7 to 8 am. The second longer bar is here, this one. You can see it has 1000 vehicles. So, and the time interval is 8 to 9 am. Similarly, the minimum traffic, where is the minimum traffic? Here you can see it's 100 vehicles and it's between 6 to 7 am. So by this bar graph, by looking at one instance, we can observe and find the answers to our questions. The bar just longer than the smallest bar is between 11 am and 12 am. So these are the different aspects wherein by seeing this bar graph we can study more about the given data or represent the data in different ways. So here, so this was one example of showing the bar graph. So now we will see exercise 9.3 wherein we can understand the different bar graphs, how to solve it. Exercise 9.3. The bar graph given below shows the amount of wheat. Yes. See the question. The bar graph given alongside shows the amount of wheat purchased by government during the year 1998 and 2002. Read the bar graph and write down your own observation in which year was the wheat production maximum and the wheat production was minimum. See, now here they have given a bar graph which we can clearly see, and it has some notations here. So 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, these are the years, and here wheat in 1000 tons. So production of wheat in 1000 tons, 5000 tons, 10,000 tons, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is the production of wheat in 1000 tons. Okay. So 1 unit length is equal to 5000 tons. 1 unit length is equal to 5000 tons. We can see here in 1998 the production. Now we are going to read the bar graph. It means we will understand in which year what was the wheat production. So in 1998 the wheat production was 15,000 tons. In 1999 it was 25,000 tons. In 2000 it is 20,000 tons. 2001 it has again the same 20,000 tons, and 2002 it is again 30,000 tons. So this is the reading of bar graph. Now we came to know about the bar graph in detail. Now we will solve the questions. The wheat production maximum, in which year the wheat production was maximum, which bar has the longest length? C. So in the year 2002 the wheat production was maximum, that was 30,000 tons, right. Next question, the wheat production minimum, where was the wheat production minimum? See, in the year 1998 the wheat production was minimum, that is 50,000 tons. So here we have studied that when the bar graph is given, by seeing this bar graph visually we can answer the questions. Okay. Let us see the next one. Observe this bar graph which is showing the sale of shirt in a ready-made shop from Monday to Saturday. Now this is the bar graph which is showing the number of shirts sold from Monday to Saturday. It means in a week. Okay. So here we have taken the days. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So here days, and 1 unit length we have taken as 5 shirts. 1 unit length we have taken as 5 shirts. So here we have taken shirts as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now we will see on Monday, we will read the bar graph. On Monday 15 shirts were sold. In Tuesday 10 shirts were sold. Wednesday 20 shirts were sold. Thursday 35 shirts were sold. Friday 50 shirts were sold, and Saturday 60 shirts were sold. So this we have read the bar graph. Now we will answer the question. Now answer the following question. What information does the above bar graph give? What information does the above bar graph give? That is, the above bar graph gives us the information number of shirts sold in a week or sold on different days of a week, that is from Monday to Saturday. Next question. What is the scale chosen on the horizontal line representing number of shirts? So what is the scale we have chosen here? 1 unit length is equal to 5 shirts. As we are seeing the number of shirts sold, so the measurement or the scale will be 1 unit length is equal to 5 shirts. Next question, on which day were the maximum number of shirts sold? How many were sold on that day? Now you can see maximum number, so which is the greatest length here of bar? Saturday. So maximum number of shirts were sold on Saturday, that is 60. Next, on which day were minimum number of shirts sold? Minimum number of shirts were sold on Tuesday, that is 10 shirts. How many shirts were sold on Thursday? So on Thursday 35 shirts are sold. 35 shirts are sold on Thursday. So in this way we can study the bar graphs. We will see one more. Observe this bar graph which shows the marks obtained by Aziz in half yearly examinations in different subjects. Answer the given questions. So we have to answer these questions. Let us study the graph first. Now this bar graph indicates the number of marks scored by Aziz in half yearly examinations. Now you all know students, half yearly examination, it means different subjects examination, right? So horizontally we have put the subjects. So the different subjects are Hindi, English, mathematics, science and social studies, okay. And here we have taken as marks scored by Aziz. So the length, the scale measurement will be 1 unit length is equal to 10 marks. 1 unit length is equal to 10 marks. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 marks scored by Aziz. So now we will read the bar graph and we will come to know about the marks scored in each subject by Aziz. In Hindi he scored 85 marks, in English he scored 60 marks, in mathematics he scored 70 marks, in science he scored 50 marks and in social studies he scored 40 marks, okay. So this was his score. What information, let us see the questions now, what information does the bar graph give? Now what information is it giving? The bar graph shows us the information about the marks scored by Aziz in half yearly exams, in half yearly examinations, okay. Next question, name the subject in which Aziz scored maximum marks. In which Aziz scored maximum marks? Hindi. So Aziz scored maximum marks in Hindi, that is 80 marks. Name the subject in which he scored minimum marks. In which he scored minimum? Can you tell students? Yes, very good. It's social studies. So Aziz scored minimum marks in social studies, that is 40 marks. Now we will see drawing a bar graph. Drawing a bar graph. Recall the example where Ronald had prepared a table representing choice of fruits made by his classmates. Let us draw a bar graph for this data. Name of the fruits: banana, orange, apple and guava. Number of students: for banana 8, for orange 3, for apple 5 and for guava 4. So we need to draw the bar graph for this given data. So here we have taken the number of students were 1 to 10 and we need to write the fruits liked by them. So banana, by showing it in graphs, we can tell banana is liked by 8 students, orange is liked by 3 students, apple is liked by 5 students and guava is liked by 4 students. So here we have taken 1 square unit, that is 1 unit length is equal to 1 student. So in this way we can represent the data by using the bar graph, So these are few more examples where we can see the bar graph. Now we will move to exercise 9.4. So till now we have seen tally marks, pictograph, bar graph and now we are going to see how we can draw the bar graph. Let us see exercise 9.4. A survey of 120 school students was done to find which activity they prefer to do in the free time. So preferred activity, there were 5 different types of activities, that is playing and the number of students like them. So playing is liked by 45 students, reading story books by 30 students, watching TV by 20 students, listening to music by 10 students and painting by 15 students. Draw a bar graph to illustrate the above data taking scale of 1 unit length is equal to 5 students. Which activity is preferred by most of the students other than playing? Okay. So, students, we need to prepare a bar graph wherein we know 1 unit length stands for 5 students. 1 unit length is equal to 5 students. Which activity is preferred by most of the students? First of all, we need to draw the bar graph and then we need to find the answer to this question. So, this is the bar graph. Here we have taken number of students. So, 1 unit length is equal to 5 students. So, the 5 students will come in such a manner like 5, 10, 15, 20 multiples of 5, because 1 unit length is equal to 5 students. Now, on the horizontal side we have playing, different activities like playing, reading story books, watching TV, listening to music and painting. So, playing was liked by 45 students, reading story books was liked by 30 students, watching TV was liked by 20 students and listening to music by 10 and painting by 15 students. So, this is the representation of data, that number of students and the activities they like to prefer during their free time. Okay. So, now the question was asked, what did the students like most, preferred most when in the free time? So, activity reading story books is preferred by most of the students. No, which is the, among these bar graphs we can observe that playing is liked by most of the students in their free time, Question number 2. The number of mathematics books sold by a shopkeeper on 6 consecutive days is shown below. So, the mathematics books were sold by the shopkeeper 6 consecutive days, that is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Sunday he sold 65 books, Monday he sold 40, Tuesday 30 books, Wednesday 50 books, Thursday 20 books and Friday 70 books. Draw a bar graph to represent the above information choosing the scale of your choice. Okay. From the given information we have the following bar. Now, we need to represent this data or the above information by choosing the scale of your choice. It means we can choose the scale of our choice. The scale can be anything. So, let us see now. See, we will take 1 unit length is equal to 10 books. We will take 1 unit length is equal to 10 books. So, number of mathematics books sold. So, 1 unit is equal to 10 books. So, we are taking for in the multiples of 10, that is number of students will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. So, let us see, we have to draw a bar graph. So, on Sunday how many books were sold? 65. So, the number comes between 60 and 70. So, we have drawn a bar graph here in 60, in between 60 and 70, that is 65. Then on Monday how many books were sold? 40. On Tuesday 30. On Wednesday 50. On Thursday 20 and Friday 70. So, this we have drawn the bar graph showing the number of mathematics books sold on different days, that is 6 consecutive days from Sunday to Friday. Okay. So, this is the bar graph that we have drawn and we have taken the scale by our own choice. Next example. Following table shows the number of bicycles manufactured in a factory during the years 1998 to 2002. Illustrate this data using bar graph. Choose a scale of your own choice. See, in 1998 800 bicycles, 1999 600 bicycles, 2000 900 bicycles, 2001 1100 bicycles, 2002 1200 bicycles. In which year were the maximum number of bicycles manufactured? In which year it was manufactured? Can you give the answer by seeing this? Yes. So, in 2002 the maximum number of bicycles were manufactured, and in which year were the minimum number of bicycles manufactured? That is in 1999 minimum number of bicycles were manufactured. Okay. So, this was the questions. Now, we will represent this by using bar graph. Let us see. So, we have taken 1 unit length is equal to 100 bicycles. 1 unit length is equal to 100 bicycles. So, scale we have taken as 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 okay, bicycles, and here the years 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002. So, in 1998 how many bicycles were sold? 800. In 1999 600. In 2000 900 bicycles. In 2001 1100 bicycles, and 2002 1200 bicycles. So, in this way we represent the data by using the bar graphs, and it is again the very easiest method. Next question, number of persons in various age groups in a town is given in the following table. So, the people of different age groups are there. So, 1 to 14 age groups, how many people? 2 lakh people. 15 to 29 age group, 1,60,000 people. 30 to 44 age group, 1,20,000 people. 45 to 59 age group, 1,20,000 people. 60 to 74 age group, 80,000 people, and 75 and above 40,000. Okay. So, draw a bar graph to represent the above information and answer the following questions. Take 1 unit length is equal to 20,000. Now, already they have gave the unit what we have to take. So, they have given 1 unit length is equal to 20,000. So, let us draw a bar graph. See here, 1 unit is equal to 20,000. So, let us first write the number of persons: 20,000, 40,000, 60,000, 80,000, 1 lakh. Then 1,20,000, 1,40,000, 1,60,000, 1,80,000 and 2 lakh. So, these are the number of persons, okay. And here we have the age group. Now, we can see 1 to 14 age group, how many people? 2 lakh people. 15 to 29 age group, how many people? 1,60,000. 1,60,000. And 30 to 44 age group, we have 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Then 45 to 59 age group, again we have 1,20,000. Then 60 to 74 age group, we have 80,000, and 75 and above age group, we have 40,000. So, we have shown the bar graph by taking the data which is given in the table. Now, after drawing this, we will see the questions. See, which two age groups have same population? Which two age groups have same population? Age group of 30 and 44 and age group of 45 to 59 has the same group of population, that is 1,20,000. Next question, all persons in the age group of 60 and above are called senior citizens. How many senior citizens are there in the town? As it is said, 60 and above are the senior citizens. So, 60 to 74 we have 80,000 and 75 and above we have 40,000. So, these both groups comes under senior citizen. So to find the number of senior citizens in total, we need to add it. It means 80,000 plus 40,000, that is 1,20,000. 1,20,000. So students, we have seen about the bar graph. So let us have a review that what we have studied in this lesson. So recording data. So we have seen the different methods of recording data. First of all, the easiest method, the time consuming method we have seen. So it is, as it takes a lot of time to gather the data, and it's very difficult to write all the students names, take the choice of their fruits each one by one for different fruits. It is different, it is difficult too. So we have taken the another method wherein we have drawn the squares, then we have put the pebbles or the marbles in that, so we can find which students, how many students like how many types of fruits. So this was a method. Then again we have seen the tick mark method, wherein we have taken only a pen and a pencil, paper and a pencil, we have written the names of fruits, and we have just tick above the fruits liked by the students. This is what we have seen in organization of data. Then we have seen the examples. Then after completing this, we came to know about tally marks. The teacher told that there is also another method. Instead of drawing the lines directly, we can use tally marks for representation of data. So we have seen about tally marks. After that we have seen pictograph. So in this pictograph, we can easily see the table or the pictograph which shows, which we can see represent it in a very proper way, so that by seeing the pictograph we can answer the questions very easily. So what was the pictograph? A pictograph represents data through pictures of objects. It helps answer the questions on the data at a glance. Then we have seen interpretation of pictograph. It means when a pictograph is given, we can easily find the answers, or in some other way what we have done in a question, we have the number of the data is only given. So we have drawn the pictograph by using the data. After that we have seen about the bar graphs. Lastly we have seen about the bar graphs. As you know students, bar graph, it is the representation of data visually by using the bar. It is called as bar graphs or bar diagram. So this is the representation of data visually, where we use the bars of uniform width, which can be drawn horizontally or equally with equal spacing between them. Okay. So we have seen different methods, different ways in the tabular form to represent the data and to organize the data. So this was all about the lesson data handling. So we finished the lesson number 9, data handling. You can practice all the examples that are given in your textbooks, and you can do the more practice from other, try these sums too. Thank you students.